Alrighty, my lovely Trails fans, and welcome back to our next episode of Trails in the Sky. So I've gone ahead and gotten us pretty much all the way to the Valeria Lakeshore from Bose, just so you don't have to see us making that journey. And let's go in and start seeing how everyone is getting on. So this is the north shore of Valeria Lake, huh? It certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice, pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip. You mean it's not? I, at least, intend to toss my curs to the wind for a while. Taking cat naps in a rocking boat by day and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Come on everyone, I was just joking. We can enjoy a vacation anytime, but now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Olivier Lenheim, know enough to get my priorities straight. I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not. Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Alrighty, so I believe the last person that you should be speaking to is the cook, who will advance the story. So everybody else, you get some dialogue from. Could I ask you something? Wow, he's not responding at all. He must be really into his fishing. So this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed. Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. I believe he's the only person on the outside to speak to. Everyone else should be inside. It's a nice little small hub area, so it's not too difficult to find everybody. My mother and I come here every year on vacation around this time. It's a tradition in our family. My mother seems to look forward to it every time. I kind of feel bad for my father though, as he always gets left behind. The Kingfisher Inn in Bose and the Maple Leaf Inn in Zeiss are my favourite places to stay. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Please let me know if you would like to stay. So that chef is the last person we want to speak to. Just double check for any other NPCs in the other rooms. But I think we are good. There's really not that many people here, to be fair. Alrighty. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Are you all here to stay? Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it? We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves to fish? Well, pretty much everybody who stays here loves to fish. We heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who that might be? Oh, are you talking about Old Man Kawano? If you're talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd. Lloyd? I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems as though he's a member of the Fisherman's Guild there. He sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying he's that old man fishing out back? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud. Alrighty. We want to also make sure we've got all these recipes here. And go ahead and buy, I would say, about 10 of these. They're a pretty good healing item for a dungeon that's going to be coming up later. Just check. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Okay, so the dialogue will change again for everybody after you've spoken to the guy out on the pier. Excuse me? Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind but fishing. It looks like this is where my skills come into play. What are you? Just sit back and enjoy. Olivia leaned over and with a smile that left all kinds of things up to the interpretation, blew into the man's ear. Oh my goodness, what in the... Who are you kids? And where did you come from? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Olivia. Yeah, that was pretty low. How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name? We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us? I see, so you heard from Mr. Kawano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago. I knew it. Could we get you to fill us in on a little more of the details? Before that, are you all braces or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime? We can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility. Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn, dead tired after a day of battling it out with this lake's guardian. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds. Now hold on a minute, what do you mean by this lake's guardian? I'm glad you asked. The guardian is a giant salmon that swims the murky depths of Valeria Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fishing lovers for over a decade. Crud, I shouldn't have asked. It looks like you've thrown a log onto the maniac's fire. Is it really that huge of a fish like you say? You bet your last mirror it is, and I've been chasing the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valeria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it had appeared in these parts, so I came a-running from the Royal City. Ha, now that's what I call passion. I can completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such. In your case, steal it is more accurate. How about we get back to our story? So Lloyd, what happened when you came back from fishing that night? Oh right. I had returned the boat and was on my way into the inn, when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building. Onto the road in the middle of the night? Yep, no doubt about it, they headed out on the new Ansel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. Thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something then. Ghosts? That there are ghosts that come out here? Just so you know, the 2 I saw were a young couple. It might have been 2 lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them. Oh, don't tell me any more. Oh brother, a bracer that's afraid of ghosts, the guild is doomed. Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff. Now, isn't your being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold. You'd better watch out because this little kitten bites. Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did in fact seem to be one with a purpose and reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing. What do you mean by that? I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure. But it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform. A school uniform? It couldn't be. It wasn't one from the Genis Royal Academy, was it? Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha, my niece goes there as well, and it looked exactly the same as the one that she wears. I see, this whole event just got a lot more interesting. It's her, I know it's that lying tomboy for sure. We're finally onto her trail. What? So she's an acquaintance of yours? Then while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything they'll regret later on. If my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight. Is that true? Yep, we'll meet back here in 2 days is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information, just leave the rest to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see, that's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now. Now that that is off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work. Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. You mentioned something about a fisherman's guild too. I wonder what kind of group that is. So how is this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Cher explained that they encountered Josette in Rolent. I see, that seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is the night, huh? Yeah. It looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight. Alright, let's go ask the receptionist about a room. Alrighty then, everyone's dialogue should have updated and changed again. So the last person we'll want to speak to this time will be the receptionist. Alrighty then, let's see what everyone else has to say. That Lloyd fellow who came from the Royal City is an odd apple. It seems that if you try to talk to him while he's fishing, he completely tunes you out. He's a rather friendly gent if you meet him during dinner though. I wonder if I should bring my husband here next year. He always stays at home to watch the house while I'm gone, so I feel kind of sorry for him. But my daughter and I bonding, just the two of us, isn't a bad thing either. Were you able to meet Lloyd? If you like what you see here at the inn, then please stay for the night. I just had a cancellation, so I have an open room. Let's see, let's just double check. I don't think Lloyd is still in here. Let's just double check, make sure that he's not. There are some fishing rods propped against the rack. Just make sure that he's not outside anywhere. Doesn't look like it. Alrighty, let's go and get our room. Will you be staying here with us tonight? Yeah, that's the plan. Hold on, Estelle. If there's anything that we haven't taken care of, we'd better do it now. I don't want to head back to Bose after we've gotten a room. I guess you're right. Yep, this is the point of no return before a lot of things are going to happen, including a long dungeon. So if there's anything that you need to buy or quartz or anything, make sure you do it before you choose the option to get a room. Alright then. Please come with me. I'll show you to your room. This is where you'll be staying. I will leave you here, so please relax until dinner is served. This is quite a nice room. It has a certain atmosphere that you just don't find back in the city. Yeah, it's great, huh? It wasn't that expensive either. What to do now? How about we relax until it gets dark? What a nice idea. I'd be more than happy to do just that, but is it really okay to take it easy? Rest when you can, that's part of a bracer's job too. This is our free time, so let's enjoy a meal, take a stroll, or something else. Wow, what a picturesque view. The entire lake looks like it's glowing. Too bad we can't see the royal city on the opposite shore because of the haze. But from here it's easy to tell that this is the biggest lake in the kingdom. This lake is like a fisher's dream come true. I bet it'd be a blast to throw a line in those waters. Then how about it? It might be a nice change of pace for you. Yeah, maybe I will. What are you going to do, Joshua? Me? Let's see. There's a book I've been meaning to read, so maybe I'll just sit in that chair and relax. How old are you again? Only geezers talk about sitting back and relaxing. Young boys are supposed to get out and move their bodies. I'll leave that part to you. Sometimes you can be such a drag. Oh well, I should hurry up and decide on a fishing spot. Somewhere around that pier looks like it might be a lucky spot for bites. Alrighty, now we have the opportunity to talk with everybody again. Aren't you going to fish? That pier looks like a nice spot. How about you try to, Joshua? You're not so bad yourself, you know. Just not as good as you. I think I'll just sit here and watch if all the fishing practice has paid off. I've got some good fishing today, so please look forward to your meals. Sherazade and Olivier are having a drink of chilled fruit wine together. Shera, should you start drinking again when it's only noon? No matter how light the liquor is, drinking too much is bad for your health, right? Don't worry, this stuff is just like water. Estelle, sometimes we all need to take a breather. I understand your concern for Shera, but you can leave her to me. Actually, Shera's not the one I'm concerned about. People come here to enjoy fishing. If you would like to borrow a fishing pole, we can loan you one, so all you need to do is ask. Oh, are you staying here too? Let's enjoy this wonderful place together. I wonder what's for dinner today. I'm so excited I can hardly wait. Alrighty, let's go select our fishing spot. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Crud, I don't have a fishing pole. I wonder if somebody at the inn has a spare I can borrow. Do you have a fishing pole I could borrow? Yes, of course we do. They're right over here, and they're free to use for anyone lodging here. Wow, really? Score! This is a pretty nice rod to be loaning out to everyone. Alright then, I'll put it to good use. Please enjoy yourself. Alrighty, so there is an achievement here that you can get. You need to fish 10 times. If you choose to give up fishing early, then you won't get the achievement. So make sure you fish 10 times. You'll know once you fish 10 times because it will just end the minigame for you. But there is an item that you can get, which we're going to grab, called the Holy Boots. And then the best item, I think, to fish from here is probably just going to be the salmon, because depending on what you select in the minigame, you'll get something different. And the salmon's probably the best thing to get to make some more of the salmon dish that we bought earlier. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Let's see, from this pier, which would be the best place to drop a line? So we're going to go south. Right around here looks nice. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishes. Now, what should I do about the bait? We're going to use a lure. Alright, let's sit back and relax and see what we come up with. Sweet, I got a bite. Now, this is the critical part. How should I bring it up? And for this last one, we are going to go with reel it in all at once. Alright, let's see what we got. This should get you the boots. There we go. Holy Boots. Curse you, Holy Boots. This victory is yours. Let's see. What should I do now? Do you want to just continue fishing until you can't do it anymore? So our fishing spot now is going to be west. We're going to use the law again. And then each time we are going to select wait until it gets tired to get a salmon each time. So wait until it gets tired before reeling it in. Reeled in a salmon. Yes, yes, yes! I am a goddess of fishing. What a haul. This may just beat the record for the size of my best catch to date. I thought for certain it was just a regular fish by the way it tugged on the line. Let's see. What should I do now? So we're going to keep doing this. I will go ahead and skip the video forward until we've fished the total of the 10 times. As you can see, it just fades to black as soon as you complete the minigame. Man, it's already starting to get dark. I guess I ended up with a pretty good catch after all. Check this out, Joshua. Look what I caught. Huh? Joshua? What's this? The book 100 Days War seems to have been left on the table. Estelle picked it up. I wonder if Joshua just forgot this. But being so sharp, he can sure miss things sometimes. I guess I'll just have to take it to him myself. Then again, I wonder where he could have taken off to. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and actually read that book while we have it. Because it's got some interesting background information. So feel free to skip ahead if you don't really like these book scenes, but I'm going to go ahead and read it out now. In spring 1192 of the Septune calendar, a single cannon shot shook the Harken Gate, situated in the northern part of the Labelle Kingdom. This marked the beginning of an invasion later known as the 100 Days' War, at the moment in which the raging Golden Stallion assailed the noble White Falcon. During this time, the Harken Gate was little more than a reinforced medieval rampart. It easily succumbed to the round fired by one of the Empire's Rhineford Company-built Orbital tanks, leaving a section of the aged barrier fractured beyond repair. And as the Labelle Kingdom's other defensive walls were hit in succession by a fusillade of cannonballs, they too fell under the explosive impact and were reduced to a mountain of rubble. Declaration of War. At about the same time that the first cannon shot was fired, a single letter from the European embassy located in the royal city was delivered to Queen Alicia. More specifically, it was a writ containing a declaration of war by the European Empire upon the Labelle Kingdom. In terms of diplomatic wisdom, the propriety of the declaration was established by being handled prior to the preemptive strike, but in this instance there was hardly a difference in time between when the two occurred. In short, firing the first shot at the exact moment war was declared on the Labelle Kingdom made it possible for the European Empire to guise their preemptive strike as one of legitimacy when the first bombshell hit. This could be referred to as a new diplomatic war tactic, though one incapable of being employed without a meticulous level of planning using in concert with an orbital communication system. Blitz tactics. After the destruction of the Harken Gate, the Imperial Army began its invasion of Labelle in earnest. Overall, its troop strength was made up of 13 divisional units. This proved to be roughly half of the Empire's entire military force, and was such a massive deployment that it exceeded 3 times that of Labelle's entire royal army. Within a month after the outbreak of war, the Imperial Army had occupied nearly all of the Labelle territory. Only the Gransel region and Leiston Fortress, situated just off the shore of Valeria Lake, remained in opposition. So rapidly were these blitz tactics carried out that even the Calvard Republic, an ally of the Labelle Kingdom and long-time rival of the European Empire, never had the opportunity to dispatch auxiliary forces to aid its partner. However, in a following attempt by the Imperial Army to take direct control over the Zeiss Central Factory and Malga Mine, they instead found themselves on the verge of being forced to surrender to Queen Alicia, who remained entrenched within the royal city. Staging a counterattack. 2 months following the outbreak of war, the battle situated The battle situation was altered in a way which no one could have previously anticipated. Unbeknownst to the Arobian army, 3 patrol ships were quietly being developed behind the walls of Leiston Fortress. Upon completion, they were put under the direction of veteran commander General Morgan, and a large-scale counterattack was launched. These patrol ships, shielded by armor far superior to the tanks of their Imperial counterparts, and mounted with a substantial amount of high-performance orbital weaponry, had also managed to boost their speed to over 1800 Selge per hour. Using these crafts, an independent mobile force lauded as the elite of elite, Laberle's forces mounted an attack and quickly recaptured the checkpoints connecting the various regions. And as this strike was underway, they simultaneously launched an amphibious attack from Leiston Fortress and one by one defeated the remaining isolated Imperial divisions. The end of hostilities. After just 3 months following the outbreak of war, the larger part of the Imperial Army's remaining divisions finally surrendered. However, as capitulation was at hand, there were indications of a surge of further reinforcements from the Imperial homeland, a move which galvanized other continental nations to follow suit and join the Calvard Republic in supporting Laberle. Together they lambasted the Empire, and a formidable group of allied forces began to materialize. Amidst all the chaos, the Septian Church, in cooperation with the Bracer Guild, called for an armistice, and after approximately 100 days from the start of the war, the hostilities came to an end in the following year of 1193. In the Herb Royal Villa on the outskirts of the royal city, a peace treaty was signed by both the Laberle and Arobian sides. Although no indemnification was made, an official apology was offered up by the imperial government as they expressed that they had made a grievous error attributed to a tragic incident occurring within their borders. Alrighty, so that's that read now. I don't think they have new dialogue. Oh, they do. So how did the fishing go? If you happen to catch anything good, I'll cook it up for you as part of the service. Our dishes use fish purchased straight from the fishermen themselves, so you can always look forward to the freshest of fish. So you can hold your liquor, can't you? I think I've changed my mind about you. Come on now, drink up. Hold on, Shara, don't you think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves with this pace? It could interfere with tonight's... What are you whining about now? Come on and drink, you third-rate musician, or are you saying that you can't keep up with me? Yikes. Estelle, don't just sit there and watch, do something. Sorry, bud, once she gets started, there's no stopping her. But you don't have to worry, Shara never gets plastered. Shouldn't you be worried about me? I was able to spend another day relaxing here today. It's important to get away from your daily routine when you're worn out. When I return home, reality is waiting for me, so I'd better enjoy myself while I can. There are a lot of people who come to this inn to fish. Just a little while ago, an old man came here from Bose and spent all day fishing before going home. I'm thinking about giving it a try myself. Alrighty, guess we just have to go and look for Josh. Just trying to actually remember. Oh, yeah, I think I know where he is. He is over here, I believe. Hey there, laddie. What are you doing whittling away the evening in a place like this? Haha, not much. How about yourself? Are you done fishing, or are you heading back into battle? No, I've already had my fill. It sure has been a while since I did, though. Oh, that reminds me. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. You said you were going to read, but you ended up leaving your book on the table. You should be more careful with your stuff. Oh, that? I actually finished reading it. My eyes were starting to feel a bit tired, so I thought I'd take a walk for a change. Liar. But what? You're hiding your feelings again, aren't you? I can tell that's what you're doing. And besides, that's not really fair. You always find a way to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. And while I may not be as reliable as Dad, I can still give you a shoulder to lean on. Sorry. It's times like these when you should say thank you and not apologise. You may be smart, Joshua, but sometimes you don't seem to know what's most important. You're probably right. Thanks, Estelle. Very good. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, right. And in return, how about you play me a song on your harmonica? As you wish. Is The Whereabouts of Light good for you? Yep, that's the one I wanted to hear. I wonder why it is that when I hear the sound of your harmonica in the evening light like this, it makes me want to cry. So you're still not going to ask? About my past, I mean? We promised, remember? You were going to tell me when you felt like it, and I wasn't going to ask, right? And considering that 5 years have passed, it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. Yeah. It has been 5 years, hasn't it? How can you just live with me for that long and not have a million questions? That day, your father came home with this beat-up kid. Some random stranger who never says a word about his past. Why'd you take him in like that? Well? It seemed like the obvious thing to do. Besides, you're family now, Joshua. And like I said before, I know you pretty well. You love books, you're a weapons geek, and you've got a serious knack for just about anything that comes your way. You're kind and fair, but you also got a way of not letting others inside by using politeness like a shield. Now wait a minute. And you're caring and lonely. Of course, I don't know everything about your past. If you want to make comparisons, I don't know a whole lot about Dad's past either. But it doesn't mean that he and I aren't family, right? Being a family for us has more to do with me knowing his personality, his habits, the food he likes. You know, the kinds of things that only I would know firsthand. And you're no different, Joshua. You make it nearly impossible to argue with you. You know that? It's been like that since the first time we met, and you gave me that flying kick to the gut as I was lying in bed, wounded, I might add. Did I really do that? Yeah, injured and all, more than once. I'm sure it was just a bit of childish play. Blame Dad for my lack of social graces. Yeah, sure, nice excuse. But anyway, Estelle. What? Let's make sure we solve this whole airliner mystery. I don't know if Dad's been captured or anything. Let's resolve this with our own hands. Sure. That's exactly what I intend to do. Haha. How about we head back to the inn? I'm sure supper is ready by now. Great idea, I'm starving. We need to eat our fill so we're ready for tonight. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your book, Joshua. Oh, right. Estelle held out the book she found on the table. I'm actually done with it, and at this point, it just ended up being bulk weight. I wonder what I should do with it. It looks like a pretty difficult book, but do you think if I spend some time with it, I'd understand? I'm sure you'd be fine. There's already a lot of stuff you know in there anyway. So, do you want to take a stab at it, Estelle? Sure, I'll give it a shot. So the last person we're going to speak to again this time, just make sure there's no one extra down here, is going to be Olivia and Sheriff. because they should advance the story. Let's just check if these have new dialogue. The two of them certainly drank a lot. I'm gonna have to put in another order to Ravenue Village for some fruit wine. I don't know if you'll believe me seeing as I'm family, but my brother's dishes made with fish are something to be reckoned with. Please look forward to a meal like no other. It's almost mealtime. I wonder what's on the menu today. The food here is the one thing I can always look forward to. During the evening, the entire surrounding area is bathed in a beautiful orange colour. Help a fellow out, I'm begging you. I can't take another drink. Wow, I think I've just reconsidered my opinion of you, Olivia. It's pretty rare for anyone to still be conscious after a night of wine with Shara. Haha, well didn't the two of you come at a good time? How about having a drink together? You're both good for that, right? We're going to eat dinner now, so the answer is no. Come on, you two, when I say let's drink, we drink. You're going to make me very angry if you don't sit down for a glass with me. Oh great, she's already reached stage 2, rage mode. Don't worry, Shara, Olivia said he's good for another couple of rounds. How about having him keep you company? Tuh. What, so you can still drink more, can you? Eek. Joshua, how could you just give me to her like that? I can't! Don't you feel sorry for the poor guy? I don't know, should I? You're like a little demon and cute at the same time too. At least the fish are polite here. I guess he'll be just fine. How about we sit at the counter? I'd hate to bother the two of them. Right, good idea. Please, Shara, I'm pleading with you. You and the fish, don't pour me another glass. Ah. Oh, he's totally plastered. It looks like even a guy who takes his sweet time for everything couldn't stand up to a drunken Shara. Oh wow, what a night of drinking. I've been so busy lately I haven't been able to enjoy myself like this for a while. And you're not even red in the face either from all that alcohol. Are you sure you haven't had some special kind of training, Shara? It could have been all the bizarre liquors I drank while I was in the troop. You know, like the ones with scorpions and asps in them. I might have built up my resistance that way, but who knows? Somehow I don't think that that's the case. By the way, what do you plan on doing with him? He's pretty much useless as he is. Let's just let him sleep. He looks so peaceful now, and we wouldn't want to disturb him. There's a very high possibility that we'll have a direct encounter with the Sky Bandits tonight, and getting a civilian wrapped up in the middle of it all wouldn't be a good idea. Don't tell me you got Olivier drunk so he wouldn't be able to come along, didn't you? Well, of course I did, and he'll thank me in the long run too, after his raging hangover anyway. And so that whole time, you were just toying with him, weren't you? Let's see, it's getting late. Let's hurry and begin our stakeout around the inn. Don't skirt around the issue, Shara. Quiet you. For the time being, we're going to circle up to the far pier. Understood. Alright then, let's go. Alrighty, so before we do any more exploration and continuation, I think that's where we're going to call it here for tonight, folks. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you know when the next episode comes out. And I will see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.